Hey everybody, and welcome to this week's yoga video. Today we're going to be doing one of my favorite, which is a creative no mat yoga sequence. So if you're used to using a mat, just kind of push it to the side, see what happens when you don't use one. I love it because I don't feel confined to any one space, and it feels like a really fun, creative, like yoga flow dance sort of thing. So just bear with me, give it a try something new, and when you're ready, have a seat on the ground and let's get started. Okay, so come into a comfortable seated position, roll your shoulders back and bring your hands to your heart. Go ahead and close your eyes. Take a deep breath in through your nose. And as you fill your lungs up, notice that you begin to get taller, and then exhale through your mouth, just letting go of anything you're holding on to right now that's no longer serving you. Do that one more time. And then begin to connect with your breath, breathing in and out through your nose, making your inhales and exhales of equal length. And as you begin to breathe deeper, see if you can draw your shoulder blades toward one another for a broad chest. See if you can scan your face and relax any part of you that is tense, maybe the space between the eyebrows or the corners of the mouth, corners of the eyes. Just see if you can let go, relax. And then tilt your chin so you feel like it's parallel to the ground. Take another deep breath in. Exhale fully. And when you're ready, set an intention for this practice. An intention is just a short, positive statement, something to focus on. And then when you're ready, find your way into child's pose. So I like to take a wide leg child's pose. To do that, you'll just bring your knees about shoulder distance and then reach your hips back. And then I like to have one big toe over top of the other big toe. But however you want to do this child's pose, go for it. Once you're here, breathe and press into your hands until you feel a good stretch in your armpits. Take a deep breath into that. And as you exhale, feel your hips reaching towards your heels even more. Feel an even deeper stretch through the shoulders, armpit, chest area. And then as you inhale, rise onto your fingertips, look ahead. As you exhale, slowly walk your hands over to the right. Maybe like 45 degrees. Lengthen, ripple up through the spine, and then exhale, melt down. And as you melt down, you're going to notice that you feel space beginning to appear between the left ribs. Breathe into that space between the ribs, maintaining full deep breaths. And then as you inhale, ripple up through the spine, look ahead, come onto the fingertips, and as you exhale, slowly make your way over to your left side, pausing anywhere that you need to. Once you get there, inhale and exhale, fully coming down, breathing into the right side body now. You can even play around with weight distribution, maybe lean into the right arm, lean into the left arm. Try to find movement wherever you are so that you can breathe away any tension that you feel. When you're ready, rise up onto the fingertips, and as you exhale, come back to center. And once you get there, melt down. And at the end of your exhale, round forward, coming into all fours. Bringing your hands underneath your shoulders, spread your fingers, and then grip into the mat like you're a rock climber. From here, push your toes into the ground, so curl your toes. And then when you're ready, you can take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, you're going to gently lift your knees about an inch or two off the ground. I'm going to breathe here for a little bit. At the end of this last breath, inhale and lift your hips up for downward facing dog. First one of the day, so pedal it out, make any movements you need to, shake your head, And slowly find your way into stillness, reaching your heels down towards the ground, but no worries if they don't get there. You continually want to keep reaching your heels down towards the ground, so you should feel a little bit of tension through the backs of your legs. If you're not quite there and you need to bend your knees, that's okay. Just keep reaching your heels down towards the ground. Spin your inner thighs up to the sky. Reach your hips up even more. So imagine that if you're looking at your body from the side, you're making the letter V. Push the ground away for long armpits, and then check in with the alignment of your fingers. You want to be sure that you're really gripping in with your thumb, with your index finger, with your middle fingers especially. Don't let those parts lift, because that means you're dumping weight into the outside edges of your palms, and that's going to hurt your wrists. As you inhale, lift your right leg high. As you exhale, knee into forehead, shoulders over wrists. Knee into forehead, shoulders over wrists. Keep your right toes spread. From here, you're going to take the knife edge of your right foot, bring it out to the left, and then slide your foot over, lift up with your hips, with your chest. Keep pushing the ground away with your right arm. Inhale, come back into shoulders over hands and knee into forehead. From here, we're going to come into a side plank. I'm going to have tree pose legs, lifting my right arm, looking down at the ground. From here, I'm going to lift my right leg, spread the toes, and then slowly rotate on the back foot to step to the front of your imaginary mat. And then as you get there, bend your left knee, lift your arms, interlace your fingers behind your head, and reach your heart up to the sky. Little mini back bend here. Push your hips forward, breathe into your left hip flexor. As you inhale, bring your fingertips down to the ground, lift your back knee. Plant your hands, come into three-legged plank. Lower down for chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Find your alignment once again. Push the ground away. Inner thighs spin up to the sky. Reach your heels down to the ground. Shake your head out. Inhale, lift your left leg high, spread the toes. Exhale, shoulders over wrists, knee into forehead. Knife edge of left foot goes out to the right, lift your right arm. Inhale, come back down, shoulders over wrists, knee into forehead. And then find your way into side plank. Taking tree pose legs if you like. Alternatively, you can stack your feet. Lift your hips, push the ground away. And as you inhale, bring your left knee in towards your left armpit. Spread the toes super slowly. Step to the front of your imaginary mat. And then bring your right knee down to the ground. Lift up. Interlace your fingers the way that feels weird behind your head. And then reach your heart up to the sky. Press your hips forward, breathe. Imagine space between each vertebrae in your spine. Reconnect with your intention. When you're ready, gently release, bring your hands down to the ground. Step back for three-legged plank, lower down. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. As you inhale, rise onto your toes, bend your knees. Look ahead, jump to the front. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, sit low, chair pose. Try not to arch your back. You should be able to look down and see your toes. Squeeze your legs together, most of the weight in your heels. Inhale, come to stand, hands to your heart. Roll your shoulders back, stand tall. Knees together, feet together. Inhale, lift, look up. Exhale, swan dive forward. Fingers in line with your toes, bend your knees if you have to. Inhale, halfway lift, look ahead. Exhale, plant your hands, step, hop, walk, skip, back to plank pose and hold. From here, I'm going to lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale onto the toes, push the ground away, arch your back. And as you inhale, round forward, ripple up through your spine, bend your knees until you come to that hover position and hold. Grip into the mat like you're a rock climber, a little round through your upper back. Breathe. Inhale, lift your hips, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your right leg high, and then bend your knee, open up your hip. You're gonna notice that your right shoulder lifts. See if you can bring it in line with your left shoulder. Push the ground away even more. Keep your right toes spread, and as you inhale, come forward into warrior two. So the outer edge of your back foot would be parallel with the short edge of your mat. Bring your hands to your hips just to make sure your hips are even. Look out over your right middle finger and make your arms so strong that if someone tried to push them, they wouldn't go anywhere. Deep breath in, lift your right arm. Breathe into your right side body. Exhale, bring the elbow down to the thigh and lift your left arm in line with your left ear. Look up to your left thumb, breathe. And as you inhale, come back into warrior two. Slowly find your way into half moon pose. So to get there, I like to bring my fingertips down, slide my back foot forward, and then spider my fingers forward. And slowly open up the hip and lift the left arm. So your left toes are pointed out to the left, spread your toes, stack your hips. And on your next inhale, maybe bend your knee, grab hold of the foot. Sugarcane pose. Lifting up with your right knee so that your quad is engaged, the right leg. Then when you're ready, gently release. Slowly fall your way back into warrior two. Once you get there, windmill your arms down. Go through your vinyasa and take it with three-legged plank. And lower down, lift up, downward facing dog. Once you get to downward facing dog, inhale onto your toes, push the mat away, ripple up through your spine, hover with your knees, and hold. Inhale, lift your hips. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your left leg, spread the toes. Then bend your knee, open up the hip. You're gonna notice that your left shoulder lifts. See if you can bring it in line with your right shoulder. Breathe through your left hip flexor and keep the toes spread. Inhale, step forward to the front of the mat. Once you get there, find your way into warrior two. Once you come into position, bring your hands to your hips just to make sure they're even. You should be able to look down at your left foot and see your left big toe. Arms are very strong. Inhale, lift your left arm, look up. Breathe into your left side body. Exhale, left elbow to the thigh. Lift your right arm, palm facing down. Arm in line with your ear, look up at your right thumb if that's okay for your neck. Inhale, rise back up. Slowly find your way into half moon pose. Stack your hips, right toes pointed out to the right. Lift your right arm. Stay on your left fingertips and imagine this long line of energy, almost like your arm is like a straw and you're sucking up from the earth, making this really long line from your left fingertips all the way up through your right fingertips. Left knee engaged for the quads to be turned on, and then when you're ready, begin to bend your leg and fall back into warrior two. Once you're there, windmill your arms down. Move through your vinyasa with three-legged plank. Once you get into downward facing dog, rise up onto your toes, push the ground away, arch your back. Ripple up through your spine, round through your spine, hover with your knees bent. Inhale, lift your hips up, downward facing dog. Rise up onto your toes, bend your knees, look ahead. Jump quietly to the front. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold, fingers in line with your toes, bend your knees if you need to. Inhale, sink your hips, lift your arms, Utkatasana, chair pose. Breathe here, most of the weight in your heels, hands to your heart. Inhale, come to stand. Knees together, feet together, roll your shoulders back. Inhale, lift your arms, look up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Plant your hands, step, hop, jump, walk, skip to the back for plank pose. Hold it here. And then when you're ready, begin to tilt your pelvis. So if you look at my hips, you can see I'm tilting my pelvis, and then I'm gonna reach my hips back up to downward facing dog. Once you're in downward facing dog, rise up onto your toes, arch your back, push the ground away, ripple up through your spine, hover with your knees. Once you're here, let your knees come all the way down. Send yourself back into child's pose, but with your toes curled. And as you inhale, round forward, coming down into cobra pose. So your entire front body is on the ground. Your hands are underneath your shoulders. You're reaching your elbows back behind you and using your back body strength to lift up. Once you're here, you're gonna send your right arm out in front of you and push yourself with your left arm until you're on your back. Once you're on your back, you're gonna come into half happy baby. I'm just gonna move a little to make sure I'm still on the shot. Half happy baby. So you're gonna lift your left leg and then bring your left knee in towards your left armpit. If you're very tight, you can grab your ankle area, or if you're more open, grab the outside edge of your foot. Breathe into your inner thigh and use your bicep strength to pull your leg even more. You wanna have your foot flexed. Breathe here. Now from here, we're gonna kind of maintain this shape, sort of, and we're gonna lift the right arm so the arm is on the ground but in line with your ear, and then bring your hand, your left hand, to the top of your left shin. We're gonna roll back over and take half frog pose. So, I don't know if you can see this, I'll just turn so you can see. So it looks like this. Now once you're here, you can bring your arms out in front. You can lie down with your arms like this, or cactus, whatever feels good for you, do that. Look down at your leg and make sure that your ankle is in line with your knee. And hold here. And breathe. From here, bring your hands underneath your shoulders, push yourself up so you have a little room to just bring your leg back. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. So to get over to the other side, we're going to lift your left arm out in front of you, press it into the ground, right hand underneath your right shoulder, and you're going to begin to roll, which I'm not going to do because I have the mic attached to me, and find your way over onto your back. Once you're on your back, lift your left leg and come into half happy baby. So you're going to grab either the ankle area or the outside edge of the foot and bring the knee in towards the armpit. Use your bicep strength to continuously pull, and then invite your left leg to stay straight and breathe. From here, you're going to take your right hand to the top of your right shin, flex the foot, and then lift your left arm so it's in line with your left ear, and slowly begin to roll back over to the left so that you're on your stomach. And I'll just switch so you can see me better. And you're going to open up for half frog pose. Look back at your leg and make sure that your right ankle is in line with your right knee. Take your arms however you would like. You can be on your forearms, or head can be perfectly straight down with arms cactus, or you can even stack your hands and rest your forehead. Whatever feels best for you, do that. From here, bring your hands underneath your shoulders. Push yourself up to give yourself a little room to slide your leg back underneath you and find your way into child's pose. On your next inhale, round forward onto all fours. And then just, we're gonna bring your knees together to the left, and then sit your left hip down and roll onto your back, coming into Shavasana here. So because you don't have a mat, you can go really wide with this Shavasana, like you're making a snowman. You can go in, whatever feels best for you, do that. And then take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, let your whole body get really heavy here. Begin to scan through your body from your head to your toes, just to see if you're holding on to any tension. And if you find a little pocket of tension, see if you can grab it and let it go. Let go of your Ujjayi breath if you're doing that, and just let yourself breathe naturally. Close your mouth, but part your teeth and let your tongue sink into the bottom of your mouth. Close your eyes and relax your eyelids, letting your eyes be really heavy, letting your eyes sink into the sockets. And then tune into that space between your eyebrows. See if you can relax that space. See if you can relax your forehead. Notice that your head is very heavy, your upper body, your hips, your legs, everything's super heavy. And this becomes an effortless pose as you let your body absorb all the good things you just did. You're going to be here for about 5 minutes, and I'll let you know when Shavasana is complete. When you're ready, begin to wiggle your fingers and toes. And slowly make your way over to your right side. And then when you're ready, find your way into a comfortable seated position. And bring your hands to your heart. Go ahead and close your eyes. We'll end the same way we began. Deep breath in and then exhale through your mouth. Take a second to reconnect with the intention that you'd made at the beginning of the practice. And take a moment to feel thankful for your health, your commitment to practice today, and all the good things that you have coming to you in the remaining day. Thank you for practicing with me today. I hope you enjoyed it. Namaste. If you guys like this, please give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below in the comment section. I'll do my best to be in touch. And if you're interested in pre-ordering my book, Namaste, I'll put a link below.